Hello and welcome to Outright Podcast episode number 2. This is a follow-up on the last episode where we discussed a report by Financial Times which revealed that US was accusing India of plotting a murder on American soil. And now we have more details about the allegation. And in the later part of the video, we will discuss how US is using the issue of Khalistan as a leverage against India. So stay tuned and let's move on to the allegations. What are the allegations that the US has leveled against India? Number one, India wanted to kill an American citizen on American soil. This is the biggest concern that US has raised. And who is that victim? He is none other than Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, who is the General Counsel for Sikhs for Justice or SFJ group, which is a Khalistani group, and the group is banned in India. Pannun, who is Pannun? He is no saint. India calls him a terrorist. He is accused of plotting several attacks on Indian soil. And as recently as in November this year, he threatened to blow up Air India. US agencies have now prepared a detailed document which they have submitted into the courts. According to that story, which is by the way all allegations and nothing more, there are 4 characters in this story. Number 1, as per the US documents, CC1 is the first character who is believed to be an Indian government's agent or employee. Now, as per the story by the US, this CC1 contacts Nikhil Gupta. Nikhil Gupta is an Indian national who has some cases going on against him in Gujarat state. So CC1 goes on to contact Nikhil Gupta and makes him an offer. CC1 says, look Gupta, you have these cases against you. If you want all these cases shut down, just follow my order. You have to kill a guy in US named Gurpatwant Singh Pannun, and the moment you kill that guy, you will get some money, number A, and number 2, you will see all cases against you in India shut down. Police will no longer run after you in India. So this was the offer to Nikhil Gupta. Then Gupta tries to contact CS. CS is again a code name given to a person who is mentioned in the US documents. The CS was supposed to help Gupta find a hitman. And Gupta thought of CS as some associate of criminal, but in reality, he was a US confidential source. He was planted there by US government. And then CS helps Gupta find UC to kill Gurpatwant Singh Pannun. Again, Gupta thought of UC as a hitman who will do the job. But again, UC turned out to be an undercover agent. So CS helped Gupta find UC. He was tricked into this setup. And this is a photo released by US agencies where Nikhil Gupta's associate is handing over $15,000 in advance to UC, the hitman. And as per the US documents, the original plan to kill Pannun was put on hold briefly to accommodate this visit by Prime Minister Modi in June. Now Gupta prepares himself to carry out the assassination and to oversee this program. But on June 30, as he landed in the Czech Republic, he was arrested there at the request of the US in connection with the same plot. And currently he is in jail in Czech Republic. In August of this year, US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, he brought up the concerns with the Indian counterpart Ajit Doval, who is India's National Security Advisor, and the issue of this plot was discussed. And then in the same month, CIA Chief William Burns, he also traveled to New Delhi to speak with Ravi Sinha, who is the head of India's RAW agency. And now, after that, the G20 meeting happened, and the leaders of US and Canada, they raised this issue with their Indian counterparts. Also, Canada was angry about the death of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, and US was also involved in those discussions as well. And then came the bombshell allegations by Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in the House of Commons, where he simply alleged the role of the agents of the government of India in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Then in October, the last month, US Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines, he came to India to discuss the plot to kill Pannun. And he also shared the information about the plot. Then in November, India's Ministry of External Affairs, or MEA, revealed for the first time that a high-level inquiry committee was already set up to investigate this incident, this alleged plot to kill Pannun on American soil. And now India has reacted to it. Let's take a listen.
As regards the case against an individual that has been filed in a US court, allegedly linking him to an Indian official, this is a matter of concern. We have said, and let me reiterate, that this is also contrary to government policy. The nexus between organized crime, trafficking, gun running, and extremists at an international level is a serious issue for law enforcement agencies and organizations to consider. And it is precisely for that reason that a high-level inquiry committee has been constituted.
So there is some serious escalation between US and India. But again, Pannun is not the main guy here. The main problem is USA's double game. So why is US not acting hard against these Khalistanis, these anti-India elements, even as their role in jeopardizing India's security are as clear as water? So why is USA not acting against, and let alone acting against, it is shielding them. It is giving them security, it is guarding them, it is putting in intelligence agencies to shield that guy. That guy is much important, it seems, for the US. But why? Why? The answer is that US wants to use this Khalistani machine to have some leverage against India. See, the US wants India as an ally against China. To counterbalance the China challenge, India comes in handy. The problem is, if India becomes stronger, USA will lose its relevance, and it is already happening. So USA wants to have some card up its sleeves which it can use against India in time, and Khalistan is one that card. So India, it wants a weaker India. US wants a weaker India that is more like a yes man than a country capable of making its own choices. Khalistan again come in handy. Now the main question is, what should India do? Look, there is no dearth of leverages that India has against US. Number one is cooperation against China, cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region, cooperation on security affairs, then cooperation in Europe, in Middle East, in West Asia, as we saw the IMEC, India Middle East Economic Corridor, India Middle East Europe Corridor. India and USA, they have a lot to gain from each other if they stick together. So that is some leverage that India has against US. But again, if it wants to get into this dirty business, India should. And there must be literally hundreds of cases where US spy agencies might have corrupted Indians to buy their loyalty. Indian government must be having some information about such cases. India should dig those cases up and make in-face allegations against US agencies. India should go hard, as I believe, because as in the case of Canada, India should not look weaker in this case. We must find such cases, such people, and the handlers behind them to build some degree of counter leverage in the Pannun case. We must talk about the morality. Look, Khalistan stands for violence. Khalistan stands for terrorism. USA should not stand by such elements. We should rake up this narrative that by standing with Pannun, USA is actually promoting violence. So, this is how India should deal with this menace. That's all for today. This is Outright Podcast. If you have some feedback, some comments to make, please do in the comment section. Thank you for watching and listening. See you in the next video.